Let's see how we go about factoring 100y minus y cubed. Right away we can take out a common factor of y, which will leave 100 minus y squared. Now 100 is really 10 squared minus y squared, all times y. And at this point you should realize we have a difference of squares. So it's going to be y times 10 minus y times 10 plus y. Now let's just make sure this works. So 10 times 10 is 100, plus 10y minus 10y minus y squared. So yes, indeed, this is the factor of this, and this is also just a very simplification of that. Let's see how we go about factoring x cubed plus 64. First of all, we can realize that this is x cubed plus 4 cubed. Let's try taking out a factor of x plus 4, and then figuring out what quadratic we're going to need to multiply to give us back the original. So we'll definitely need an x squared in here, so we're going to have our x cubed term. We're going to have some value of x, and we're going to have a constant. Now I think you'll see that 4 times this constant has to equal 64, so 4 times 16, so that will be your constant here. The only thing that we have to work out next is to figure out what we're going to have to put in for the x term. So if we put in 4 for the x term, and notice we have to cancel things out, so we're going to have a difference in here. So let's try this, and let's see if this works. X times x squared is x cubed. X times minus 4x is minus 4x squared. And then we have x times 16 will be plus 16x. Then we're going to have 4 times x squared. Then we're going to have 4 times minus 4x, and then we're going to have 4 times 16. Now I think you see we have minus 4x squared here, positive 4x squared, positive 16x, minus 16x. So what we end up with is x cubed plus 64. What this means is this is the factor of our original expression that we have, x cubed plus 64. Let's see how we go about factoring this expression. First thing we can do is take out a common factor of xy, which will leave 4x squared plus 12xy plus 9y squared. So what we have to do is actually factor this inner expression to see if we can come up with some factors here. And what we can do is use the x equals minus b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a to come up with what those factors are. So if we substitute this in, it's minus 12 plus or minus the root of 144 minus 4 times 4 times 9 all over 2a, which is 8. Now we'll find out that this is x is equal to minus 12 plus or minus 0 all over 8. What that means is x is equal to minus 6 over 4. So that means our factors are x plus 6 over 4 times x plus 6 over 4. We still have to take into account the 4 here. So we'll put 4 outside. And so if we split up the 4 into 2 times 2, so this would be 2 times x plus 6 over 4 times 2 times x plus 6 over 4, I think you'll see that we'll get 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3 as our factors. Now we still have to put in the y, so let's make this 2x plus 3y times 2x plus 3y. If we do the first terms, we're going to get 4x squared. If we do the outside terms, we're going to get 6xy. If we do the inside terms, we're going to get 6xy. And if we do the last terms, we're going to get 9y squared. So if we do this, we're going to get 4x squared plus 12xy plus 9y squared. And we can see that this is indeed the same as we have up here. So our final factor is going to be xy times this. This is going to be the factor of our original expression here. Let's see how to factor this particular expression here. Now what we can do is say let a variable w equal y squared. If we do, this is going to change to w squared minus 4w minus 21. And again, we can use the w equals minus b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. If we substitute in, we're going to have 4 plus or minus the root of b squared, which is 16 minus 4 times 1 times minus 21 all over 2a, which is 2. So w is equal to 4 plus or minus 10 all over 2. So w is either going to equal 7 or w is going to equal minus 3. So the factors will be w minus 7 times w plus 3, and I think you can validate that indeed w squared plus 3w minus 7w and minus 21 will work. So all we have to do is substitute back in what w is equal to. So w is equal to y squared minus 7 times y squared plus 3. Now if we do the FOIL rule, that's going to be y to the 4th. Outside is going to be 3y squared. Inside is going to be minus 7y squared. And the last term here is going to be minus 21. So this is the factor of this expression here.